I'm out here in the Canadian backcountry, and I've been looking for a spot to set up my camp for the night. It's just gonna be me and Mother Nature, and she says it's gonna go down to a bone-chilling -30 degrees Celsius tonight. So staying warm will be the name of the game. I've been exploring the area a bit and saw tons of animal tracks. I got the hot tent with me, so I'm determined to make it as comfortable as I can. So I guess we're camping on a swamp. I might regret it, but we'll see. My pegs are only this small and the snow is quite deep. Plus sometimes there's no actual soil underneath the snow and it's just swamp or like a log that is lying there. So I think for the guidelines what I'm gonna do is gather some wood first and then wrap the paracord around the wood and kind of bury the wood pieces in the snow, and maybe that'll help. Don't know why I was still wearing my snowshoes. By the way, this green stuff here, that's a type of lichen that likes to grow on dead coniferous trees. It's also called old man's beard. And so if you're wondering if this tree might have been alive, it was definitely dead. Just a lichen that likes to grow on these trees. almost lost that one in the snow. You know, I already lost one of the binders for the sled on the way here, and I feel like I'm gonna lose so much more stuff. Once the snow covers it, it's gone, especially something that small. So the stovepipe is secured with 3 pieces of paracord to make sure that it doesn't get affected by the wind too much. And one of them came up when I pushed up the pipe, and I fixated the pipe now on the stove. I fixated the other 2 cords, and I'm contemplating, should I put everything down again and secure the 3rd one, or just leave it. The thing is, the wind is coming from that side, and that's exactly the side that came off. So I feel like this is the most important piece of cord. Did it! I'm not gonna lie, I was this close to being lazy. But at least now I have some peace of mind. That sunset was absolutely beautiful. And I was kind of hoping to have all of my firewood sorted before I burn through the daylight, but I guess I'll have to saw and chop during the darkness now. And it's starting to cool off a bit, but I guess the sawing will keep me warm. It is frozen. Something happened just after sunset that almost made me want to go home. I'll make dinner first and then I'll explain what happened. But we're good. I think we're good now. I'm quite confident to stay the night, but I was pretty close to giving up. But yeah, I'll explain that in a bit. For dinner I'll have some dehydrated pasta, some pre-cut onion, chorizo and mushroom, and then I'm thawing the coconut milk because it was quite frozen. Barely ate anything today. Even the simplest meals taste so much better after hard work. I just wanted to clean my pot here with some wet wipes, but they're also all frozen. Just finished dinner and I'm preparing a little bit of kindling in case the fire dies tonight or tomorrow morning, that I can get it going quickly. Alright, so this is what the sleep system looks like. Got a reflective isomat on top of a tarp, Thermarest X-Therm sleeping pad, and then I got 2 sleeping bags. The inside one is a down sleeping bag that is rated to go up until minus 17 degrees, and then on the outside I have a synthetic sleeping bag up until negative 18 degrees. And then I filled 2 Nalgene bottles with hot water. They're inside of the bags now, so that's gonna be nice and comfy. It's currently 14 degrees up there. I would say maybe 10 degrees down here. And outside is about negative 20 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty good, a 30-degree temperature difference. So I promised to explain what happened earlier today. When I was watching the sunset, I thought all I had to do was just chop firewood, and then I could relax inside and enjoy the fire, make a nice dinner. But then all of a sudden, when I was sawing the firewood, the wind really started picking up, and I had my back turned towards the tent, so I didn't really notice what was going on. All of a sudden, I noticed something was different when I turned around, and I noticed that the stovepipe was gone. And I was like, at first I couldn't believe it. I was like, huh? Am I hallucinating? I had no idea, like, where could it have gone? I'm not sure if it's permanent damage or if it's fixable, but there was a little bit of a fragile point, and because the wind blew so hard, the stovepipe kind of bent in half almost. Yeah, like, not almost, literally it bent in half, and it also detached from the stove actually. So it got all smoky inside the tent. I had to fix that. What I did is I rolled up the whole stovepipe and then I rolled it out again, if that makes sense. Also, the spark arrestor that was connected to those 3 paracords, those paracords came loose, and I also lost one of those connector pieces. So there's already a couple items that were lost on this trip in the deep snow. But so far no body parts were lost, so that's a win, I guess. There's also a high chance for the northern lights, so I might set an alarm for a little bit later in the night to check it out. Right now it's cloudy, but I think it should clear up tomorrow. I guess I'm really grateful that it's pretty wind still right now, because I wasn't sure if it would happen again, right? But luckily it's like almost wind still now, so I can have a little bit of peace of mind there. So my other plan would have been just cold camping, where I wouldn't have let the stove run. I think I would have made it through the night with the double sleeping bags, but the morning would have been awful. It will be the coldest around 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's nice if I can just literally tomorrow morning do that and let the fire run. But yeah, enough chit chat. I think I'm gonna try and get some shut-eye now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. It's 5 a.m. Got about 3 hours until sunrise. When I'm out here, the rush of everyday life fades, and all that's left is the present moment. It's probably one of the reasons why I love to come out here. It's not to escape, but to remember. To remember what it feels like to move with time instead of against it. And time just becomes much more of an experience than a measurement. I always have to think about this British pub that has a sign up the bar that says free beers tomorrow. And I think it's kind of a metaphor for how we sometimes think that the best is yet to come and that life hasn't truly begun yet. And in doing so, we miss out on the good things that are happening in the present moment. I know it's really inefficient to melt snow for drinking water, But considering that there's a swamp behind me, I don't want to drill a hole and drink swamp water. I'd rather just melt the snow. But yeah, it takes ages, and I usually have to refill the pot 2 or 3 times until I get a full batch of drinking water. It's where it snapped yesterday. And that part also doesn't look too good. Because of the extreme cold outside, hot water actually freezes faster than cold water because it evaporates quicker, and that leads to a lower volume, which speeds up the freezing process. And I really like doing that thing. It's called the Mpemba effect. I just packed up most of my stuff right there in the sled, ready to go. I'm just gonna let the fire die down and then pack up the stove, pack up the tent, and get out of here. It was a really good trip. First time solo camping in negative 30 degrees Celsius. Worth doing that again, definitely. The sun's coming out. It's starting to warm up, and I'm ready to get home. Get a nice warm shower. Sweet, I lost that one yesterday.